Hello, hammerheads. Thanks for tuning in. Well, the hypocrisy, the double standards is still flourishing, isn't it? You know, in Black Lives Matter and Antifa. And let's face it, Black Lives Matter and Antifa go hand in hand, don't they? Both of those fascist, racist movements. I mean, Antifa are just sheep. They follow them everywhere. They think they're on their side, but Black Lives Matter hate Antifa. Black Lives Matter hate everybody. Black Lives Matter hate black people. Oh yes, Black Lives Matter are very racist indeed against black people. Check out the website, do your own research, do some homework. Go onto the website, see what they're all about. You might not like what you find. But isn't the truth better than living a lie? You check them out, you'll find out what they're all about. For instance, they want to completely defund Israel. You know, they want to wipe all Jews off the map, just like Hitler did. It's a bit difficult to get your head round that, isn't it? But that's what they want. Black Lives Matter, they are funded by a billionaire who has close ties to Nazi death camps. So Antifa is the same, that they're funded by the same person, George Soros. Yeah, a very, very dangerous man indeed. So this is the kind of people you're supporting. People who are no different from Hitler and the Nazis. You know, they want to live under socialism, communism, which anyone with half a brain, they know all about socialism. You know, they know all about communism. I mean, I know all about socialism when I lived in South Africa. When, you know, Rhodesia turned into Zimbabwe. When Robert Mugabe and his socialist government took over. You couldn't even buy a pair of socks or a pair of gloves or a pair of shoes. Anything in pairs you couldn't buy. People used to tell me this. They couldn't get out of fucking Zimbabwe quick enough. When he took over, you had to go in a shop and buy a glove. You had to come back a couple of days later to get the other glove. And if they didn't have that glove, you just walked around with one glove. You know, same with shoes. That's why in Zimbabwe everyone was walking around in fucking odd shoes. Socialism isn't good. No fascist movement, no fascist government is good. They're all complaining about Trump. Oh, this is all his fault. No, it's not. Because this was happening under Obama. Black Lives Matter formed fucking 7 years ago. Donald Trump has done more for black communities in the last 3 years than the Democrats have ever done. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Democrats who wanted to carry on with slavery. But the Republicans abolished it. I mean, defund the police. They want to, you know, I've heard arguments about this. I watch talk radio. I'm a regular listener, yeah? I watch it all the time on YouTube. I'm subscribed to it. People are constantly ringing in and making fools of themselves about this defunding the police nonsense. And then, you know, they want to completely defund the police. I've heard them say it. And then when they get asked why, how can you completely abolish the police? Oh no, I didn't say abolish, I meant completely defund. Completely defund the police means completely abolish them, get rid of them. That's what they want. But if you pull them up about it, they'll throw all these little excuses in. Completely defund and abolish is the same fucking thing. Get rid of the police force. What about all these terrorist attacks we're getting in England on a monthly basis just about now? Who's going to investigate this? If you're completely defunding the police, getting rid of counter-terrorist fucking networks, what's going to happen then? You're going to get fucking terrorist attacks, not just on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, then every day, then twice a day, then fucking 5 times a day, and so on and so on and so on, till there's no one left to blow up, or stab to death, or run over. Yeah, defund the police. Makes a hell of a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, Antifa. Now they're just sheep. They're full of Black Lives Matter all over the place. Black Lives Matter couldn't give a fuck about Antifa. They know they're sheep and they just let them go along with it. Defund the police. I mean, we all know that Antifa are just a bunch of crybabies who only pick on weak people. You know, people who can't fight back. The evidence is there if you look for it. Don't take my word for it. Who's gonna protect them when they come up against real men and don't run away with their tails between the legs, which happens all the time? Like bike clubs and veterans and servicemen. They can't fight people like them. They're just pansies, Antifa. They don't even know what they want themselves. Antifa are fascists. They call themselves anti-fascists, but they are fascists. That's a fact. Just look at the way they dress. Look at the way they act. Look at the people they fucking support. Look at the governments they support. Communism and socialism, for instance. Yeah, defund their police. I mean, it was only a few weeks ago in Ireland. There was a peaceful march to save the children. Save the children march, right? You know, it was against child trafficking, which we have a great big problem with now. But the media buries it. They don't want you to know about it. Who should turn up to counter-protest? Antifa, with the usual banners. Fascists out, Nazis out, pedo bashers out. Yeah, Antifa, they're pushing for the paedophile agenda. They want paedophilia legalised. Don't ask me why. It's just part of the New World Order, I think. The LBGTQ fucking MPL, whatever you want to call them. Some of them are advocating it. I don't know why. Because it's you know, paedophilia. No, thank you. It's sick. It's evil. Anti-Semitism is sick and it's evil. It's all evil. Any kind of racism is evil. Because Black Lives Matter are racist. They're prejudiced against anything except their own dangerous ideology. Same with Antifa. I don't know what this sick world is coming to. It's only going to get worse. This isn't going to get better overnight. I mean, fuck COVID-19. That's nothing. They like to think that's a big problem at the moment, but it's not a big problem. COVID-19 isn't a big issue. It mustn't be. Because the mayors in America, look at Portland, Oregon, for instance. I've been there 4 times. It's a fucking circus. It's a fucking shithole. It's full of freaks. It's worse than San Francisco. I mean, look at the state of that. They're just running amok. They're anarchists. They don't care about the black lives. They just want to kill anybody they can. As long as they're weaker than themselves. COVID-19, it's not important. Because they're telling us to wear masks. Stay indoors. Stop off work. Don't take your dog for a walk. Don't go to the shops. Unless you're a protester. If you want to go out and cause trouble, smash the fuck out of cities and beat people up for no reason at all, that's fine, that's acceptable. They're letting people do that in America, they're letting people do that in England. But they don't let you go to the shops or go to work. It's quite hard to get your head around that, isn't it? It's happening though. So, have no illusion, COVID-19. It's not a big issue. They're pretending it's a big issue, the governments, but they're tripping themselves up every step of the way. All the time. I mean, the hypocrisy, the double standards, quadruple standards, absolutely astonishing. But like I say, nothing surprises me anymore. Absolutely nothing. See you later.